Chosen one, stop right now. Do not scroll past this message. I am not asking you to listen, but I am warning you with the highest urgency. What heaven just released over your life in the last few hours is an emergency update that cancels every trap the enemy set for your next season. You did not stumble upon this video by accident, and the algorithm did not bring you here today. God intercepted your feed because you are standing at the most dangerous intersection of your destiny, and the enemy is trying to keep you distracted. That sudden, heavy exhaustion in your body today is real. That quiet feeling that a storm is brewing inside your spirit is something you must stop dismissing immediately. Lock your attention on my voice right now, because every word of this message was sealed in the courts of heaven until this exact second. In this emergency update, I am going to reveal the exact prophetic shift God has decreed to break the cycle of delay in your life permanently. Stay with me until the very last second, because if you leave now, you walk back onto the spiritual battlefield without your armor. Let us talk about what has been happening behind closed doors. You wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning with your heart racing for no logical reason. Your shoulders are tight. Your spirit feels completely drained before your feet even touch the floor. You have spent the last few weeks wondering why you feel so heavy, why sleep no longer restores your energy, and why you feel an overwhelming desire to isolate yourself from everyone you know. You thought you were losing your mind, and you thought your body was simply failing you under stress. You have been the emotional sponge for everyone around you for years. When they are broken, they come to you for healing. When their lives are falling apart, you carry their burdens on your shoulders without hesitation. But when you are the one bleeding in silence, nobody checks on you. You sit in your room with the door closed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why nobody sees your pain. You extended grace to people who deserved your anger, yet they treated your kindness like weakness and walked away when you needed them most. I am here to reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs backwards. That heavy chest is not clinical anxiety. That deep exhaustion is not depression. You are a two-wave chosen one, and your spiritual frequency has been operating in enemy territory without proper insulation. Your spirit has been working overtime in the unseen realm, shielding people who do not even appreciate the protection you provide. Heaven isolated you recently not to punish you, but to protect your inner architecture from toxic frequencies that cannot travel with you into this next dimension. Take a deep breath and anchor your soul to what follows. Do not let your mind wander right now, because the enemy works overtime to make you swipe away whenever heaven prepares a breakthrough. You have been treating your wilderness season as a sentence, but heaven calls it a sanctuary. The silence in your life has stretched so long that you began to believe God forgot your name. But the silence was never absence, because the quiet moments were when heaven was writing your newest assignment. You feel like your prayers have been hitting a brass ceiling for months. You worked hard. You stayed faithful. You watched lesser qualified people get promoted, while your life remained in a state of suspended animation. Every time you built momentum, something unexplainable happened to knock you back to square one. You started asking yourself if you misunderstood your calling, or if you were destined to watch others succeed while you remained trapped in perpetual delay. The truth is that the intensity of your struggle is directly proportional to the magnitude of your mantle. The enemy is not attacking you because you are weak, but he is terrified of what happens when you wake up to your true authority. You are a demonstrated warrior of light, and hell knows your name even when earth ignores your presence. Every trial you survived was engineered to make you give up, yet you are still standing with a pure heart. That resistance you feel right now is the final friction before a massive acceleration. I want to be completely direct with you right now, because your time is sacred. I am naming something early in this message because I refuse to build suspense just to sell a mystery at the end. You need to understand why your brain and spirit have felt so sluggish since childhood. Science calls it the decline effect, where the God-given gamma brainwave that made you feel brilliant and connected as a child gets turned down by modern lifestyle and stress. While heaven handles your spiritual warfare, there is a physical tool designed to restore that lost frequency. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years researching neural restoration and created an audio track called the Genius Song. It is a 7-minute daily audio protocol that uses brain entrainment to reactivate your dormant gamma waves, backed by clinical research from MIT and Princeton. If your spirit already recognizes that you need this frequency restoration, you can access the link in the description and the pinned comment below right now. You do not have to rush, because you can stay for the rest of this emergency update if you need more context. But if you know already, the door is placed there for you. For those staying with me, here is what comes next in heaven's emergency decree. Let us step deeper into this divine update. What you experienced in your isolation was a sacred crucible. You thought you were abandoned, but heaven was building your inner capacity. Look at the biblical pattern of every leader who ever shifted a generation. Moses spent 40 years in the quiet desert before he could face Pharaoh. David was anointed king as a teenager, but he was hunted like an animal in the wilderness before he took the throne. And Elijah sat under a broom tree completely exhausted, begging for his life to end, before God sent an angel with food to restore his strength. Think about Joseph. He was thrown into a pit by his own brothers and sold into slavery before God elevated him to rule over Egypt. He did not realize that his imprisonment was the secret path to saving his family from famine. Your present suffering is not an accident. It is the exact blueprint heaven is using to build your authority. You are a generational cycle breaker, and that means you are paying the spiritual debt for people who came before you. You are breaking curses of poverty, lack, and emotional turmoil that have haunted your bloodline for decades. The enemy saw the mantle resting on your shoulders when you were a child. He launched targeted strikes to stop you before you recognized your power. Every betrayal you endured was engineered to make you bitter, but you chose to keep your heart pure. Do not let your mind wander right now. The enemy works overtime whenever a revelation is about to land. Take a deep breath. Anchor your spirit to these words. If you feel the truth of this message resonating deep within your bones, type 777 or Amen in the comments below right now to seal this agreement with heaven. This simple action is a physical sign of your spiritual obedience. It signals to the universe that you are ready to step into your elevation. Now let us reframe the attacks you suffered from people who were once close to you. When God increases your frequency, those who refuse to grow will feel uncomfortable in your presence. They misinterpret your intentions. They speak against your name behind your back. You spent sleepless nights wondering what you did wrong to ruin those relationships. Heaven cleared the room because those people carried heavy weights that would have crashed your plane during takeoff. Their departure was a divine mercy, not an earthly loss. You carry the mantle of a spiritual watchman. That means you discern things before they happen in the physical world. When you walk into a room, your presence shifts the atmosphere, whether you say a word or remain completely silent. People who carry hidden darkness will often react to you with hostility because the light inside you exposes what they try to hide. Stop apologizing for being too much for people who were simply too small for your assignment. You were never meant to fit into ordinary boxes because you were designed to break them open. This brings us to a profound truth about how God designed your physical body to work with your spirit. Dr. Robert Lake understood that spiritual warfare always leaves a physiological footprint in your nervous system. Through extensive research across leading institutions, he mapped out a complete system of restoration for warriors who survived intense spiritual battles. He discovered that when you fight long battles in the unseen realm, your gamma waves drop into a dormant state, causing your mind to feel slow and foggy. God did not create your spirit to operate in isolation from your physical biology. Your mind and your brain waves are the bridge through which divine intuition flows into your daily decisions. When Dr. Lake mapped out his multi-phase restoration system, he recognized that a chosen one must first clear the mental noise before they can receive higher dimensional instructions. His work focuses on aligning your physical brain frequency with your spiritual calling, turning your mind back into a sharp receiver for heavenly downloads. Stay with me here. What I am about to share next will expose the ultimate lie the enemy has used against you. The enemy wants you to believe that your preparation season will last forever. He whispers that you will spend the rest of your life waiting, hoping, and struggling just to survive another day. But heaven is declaring that the season of hidden preparation is officially closing right now. You are stepping out of the shadows and into the public fulfillment of what God promised you years ago. You endured the fire. You survived the crucible without losing your faith. The enemy thought he could break your spirit in the dark, but he only succeeded in planting you like a seed. Now the soil is breaking open, and the growth that is about to manifest in your life will terrify the very forces that tried to bury you. Listen carefully, because in the next part of this emergency update, we are going to uncover the hidden blocker that has been keeping your breakthrough parked at your door. We are stepping right into the heart of this divine encounter. Before we go deeper, do something powerful right now. Hit that like button on this message, not for a channel, but so heaven can send this frequency to another chosen one who is struggling in silence today. When you hit like, you tell the universe that you stand in agreement. Your spirit responds to light. Someone out there is one distraction away from giving up, and your action can bring this truth to their feed at the exact moment they need it most. Now, stay locked in with me. We arrived at the part no one talks about out loud. For years, you blamed the enemy for keeping your doors shut. You blamed toxic family members, fake friends, and unfair circumstances for putting your life on pause while you waited for a miracle. You believed that hell was simply too strong. You felt like an innocent victim trapped in a storm. Your heart was heavy, but heaven directed me to shatter that illusion today, because the ultimate blocker was never outside of your own spirit. You made a secret agreement with limitation. You stayed in the waiting room for too long. The magnitude of your calling terrified your spirit. When life bruised you, you built a fortress around your heart and called it wisdom, but it was actually fear, keeping you trapped. You became comfortable in the wilderness. Surviving in the dark felt safer than stepping into the light. You shrank yourself down to make small minds feel comfortable, and every day, you apologized for the fire that God placed inside your bones before you were born. Listen to me very carefully right now. Your gentleness was never meant to be your ceiling. It was designed to be your strong foundation. You were never created to be tamed, and you were created to be trusted with supernatural authority over every dark force in your path. The enemy did not defeat you in the fire. You simply accepted his lie about your value. You thought you belonged in the ashes. But heaven declares that the season of self-sabotage dies right here in this room today as you reclaim your original mantle. Neuroscience speaks of a concept known as the plateau effect. Your neural pathways stop expanding after prolonged stress. Your brain chemistry stabilizes at a low frequency. Operating in survival mode for decades locks your mind into a defensive posture that prevents your spirit from receiving divine downloads. This creates a constant tug-of-war inside you. Your high calling pulls you forward. Your exhausted body holds you back. You are not broken, but your biology is waiting for the frequency command to recalibrate your mind to peak alignment. Hold on for just a moment. What follows is the instruction you prayed for. Do not skip this sentence. The enemy wants you to look away because he knows that your breakthrough is descending into the physical realm right now. A specific pattern unfolds during elevation. You feel intense spiritual pressure before the shift. That pressure is not defeat. It is the physical weight of your prophetic mantle settling upon your shoulders as heaven prepares to elevate your authority in front of your enemies. Let us consolidate everything heaven revealed to you today. Listen with plain language and clarity. First, understand the why behind your long suffering. You were not punished during those quiet years in the desert, but you were isolated to build your inner architecture away from toxic distractions. Heaven had to insulate your spirit. Lower frequencies could not travel into your next dimension. Every trial was a divine crucible. The fire burned away your false identity so that your true authority could emerge before the world. Second, look at what was happening in the unseen realm. You wept behind closed doors. You felt completely drained every morning. You were engaged in high-level spiritual warfare because the anointing on your life terrifies every dark entity operating around your family. The exhaustion was not depression. It was your gamma brainwaves dropping into a dormant state. The enemy tried to scramble your frequency. He knew that if your mind remained activated at peak capacity, you would open doors that no man could shut against you. Third, remember who you truly are right now. The mask of survival is coming off completely. You are a generational cycle breaker. You are a spiritual watchman and a demonstrated warrior of light who survived the worst battles of hell without losing your pure heart. You are not an ordinary human having a bad week. You are a celestial warrior in enemy territory. You no longer belong in the waiting room. You are not following a plan, because you are the master plan heaven formed for your bloodline before time began. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the weight of truth settling into your chest. The fog is lifting from your mind. Your spirit is aligning with heavenly authority as every lie of the enemy burns to the ground before your eyes. You spent years searching for earthly answers. Heaven is providing a physical anchor for your shift. The season of waiting in silence has ended. All heaven requires right now is your physical agreement to step through the threshold and claim the breakthrough that belongs to you. Remember earlier when I first mentioned the Genius song? Now it is time to walk through the complete picture of what this tool does for your spirit. You were born with a higher frequency. As a child, your gamma brainwaves were active, giving you sharp intuition and deep creativity. Then, the decline effect took over at age 7. Modern stress turned down your God-given brainwave, leaving you feeling sluggish in a world that demands your strength. Consider the story of a provider named David. He was unemployed for nearly 2 years after his company downsized. Severe brain fog made him freeze during job interviews. He began using Dr. Lake protocol without expecting a miracle. 11 days later, he landed a position higher than his old role because his mind became sharp again. The shift was not in his resume, but in his neural frequency. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying neural restoration at MIT and Princeton. Over 18,366 chosen ones have used this protocol, with less than 4% requesting a refund. Over 96% kept the tool. You might be thinking that you already tried meditation and yoga without success, but those practices require your exhausted brain to change itself from within. Brain entrainment works from the outside in using binaural sound delivery to force your brain waves into peak alignment in 7 minutes. Clinical EEG brain scans proved that gamma activation is measurable and repeatable. I know that $39 is a significant decision for you in this season. I honor your situation, and I would never disrespect your hard-earned resources. The Genius song is a digital audio track that takes only 7 minutes a day while you sit comfortably with stereo headphones. You do not need to meditate. You do not need to wake up at 4 in the morning. A single therapy session costs over $150. Biofeedback clinics charge $300 per hour. Dr. Lake compressed this technology into an audio track with a regular price of $49. Because heaven wants this tool accessible to the remnant, the special price through this message is $39 for a one-time payment with no monthly subscription. You receive 4 free bonuses worth $80 total. You receive the Genius Child audio worth $19. You receive the classic book worth $20. You also receive the guided visualization worth $29 and the 5-habit infographic worth $12. Dr. Lake backs this with a 90-day keep the bonus guarantee. If you request a full refund within 90 days, your money is returned immediately, and you keep all 4 bonuses worth $80 as an apology for your time invested. You have nothing to lose by stepping through the door today. Phase 1 is $39 because Dr. Lake intentionally created an accessible entry point. Other phases in his sequence are priced differently based on the physical technology involved, but each phase stands on its own merit. Do not leave yourself half activated when the sequence is built to complete your journey. Every day your gamma brainwaves remain dormant is another day you live below your divine potential. The cost of waiting is paid in ongoing exhaustion and missed opportunities. Your future self is looking back at this exact moment, begging you to make the right choice. I must give you a critical warning right now regarding counterfeit products. Fake imitation tracks are circulating on third-party marketplaces like Amazon and YouTube. Those copycat audio files do not contain real brain entrainment technology, and they will only scramble your alignment. The only authentic source with full technology and 90-day guarantee is the link in the description and first pinned comment below. Take a deep breath with me right now. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. This is not a transaction about $39, but a declaration of your true identity. If your spirit confirms this truth, step through the door provided below. When you complete your order, Dr. Lake's system may present a second door representing the next phase of your journey. Take it or skip it, because both choices are respected, and when that next phase reveals itself, you will recognize it naturally. Now hear the prophetic decree for your next 14 to 72 hours. The doors that remained locked for years are unlocking before your eyes. The dark entities that monitored your family are retreating in terror as your light expands. Supernatural acceleration is taking over your finances, your health, and your relationships. You are stepping into the season of public elevation that heaven prepared for you in secret. Place your hand on your heart right now and speak these words out loud with me. I claim my divine inheritance today. I break every cycle of delay, and I step into my true mantle as a chosen warrior of light. Type Amen in the comments to seal this declaration into your reality. Subscribe to this channel right now so you do not miss the next prophetic instruction coming from heaven. May divine favor rest upon your shoulders as you walk in your authority.